Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 11th stream of Outer Worlds. I am your host, Arun Dragon. Don't forget, if you're new, to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content. And we have pretty much wrapped up everything on Monarch. Now, I have decided to make a slight change to my plans. Instead of starting Peril on Gorgon right away, I mean, we've already unlocked it, but I'm not going to get out of the ship just yet. I'm going to go over to Terra 2 here, and go to Byzantium in order to finish the companion quests. Achievement unlocked, paradise found. But I'm going to go over here to complete the side quests for Parvati and maybe the one for Ellie as well. So get rid of Nyota and Vicar Max, replace it with Parvati and Ellie. And then once I've completed those once I've completed their companion quests and gotten their bonuses, I'm going to go ahead and go back to Gorgon and continue with that. So, with that in mind,
Are you still tinkering with that?
It's not gonna fix itself.
Don't we have repair drones for that kind of thing?
This was
don't think anyone's watching. And they weren't.
nicely done.
Requires docking bay terminal codes to unlock that. So, and yeah, you can't get out through the big door, so you got to go over to this elevator over here and go down, or go up.
Why can't something exciting happen around here for once? Nothing is wrong.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Want to be famous?
According to local legend, if you walk around the orrery 3 times, your corporate rival will die of a paper cut. I think I'd get arrested if I climbed up on that to get a look at the gearings. Probably just shot.
I've always loved
Jolicoeur's haberdashery.
You, with the hips. Over here. Let me take a closer look at you. Don't speak. Hold that posture for a moment while I admire you. You have a natural contrapposto, my dear. The way you rest your weight against your hip suggests a certain rugged charisma possessed only by the mighty primal and the well-traveled spacer. Splendid. I love it.
Or just someone who's tired of standing and their hip is hurting. That's me, rugged and well-traveled.
Celeste, you've done it again. I knew from the moment I laid eyes on you that I'd found my muse. I'm Celeste Jolicoeur, and you, my dear, are exactly what Byzantium needs.
What Byzantium needs is to be taken apart brick by brick. Are you trying to sell me something?
I'm an artist, darling, not a tweed merchant. I don't sell things. I pollinate the world with art. I'm working on a new line of clothing that will shock this city to its core, and I'd like your help. What do you say, my dear? Care to make history with me?
That's okay, Carrie. I appreciate the support.
Consider it a standing offer.
You don't gotta be so forward about my reasons, Captain.
Let me get a good look at you. Turn around, please, darling. My word. Such muscular shoulders. You're a vision, dear.
I am no such thing, ma'am.
Nonsense. You're absolutely lovely. Chin up now. I have just the thing for you. Let me do a back-of-the-envelope calculation. Materials, labor, licensing and copyright. There.
Persuade 65. She's an engineer. You think she can afford that? She needs to impress her true love.
Love? That's the ultimate luxury, darling. Love. Oh, gracious me.
I don't get why that's funny, ma'am.
Oh, my cherub. Who woos for love anymore? That's so precious. All right, Captain. Here is the absolute best I can do for you.
I guess we can swing 3,000
There
bits.
are some things I simply cannot skimp on, darling. Such a lovely young lady deserves the best. Now stand back. Back. I'll enter the settings and get these machines spinning. You'll be broke to bespoke in nearly an hour. And there we are, my darling girl. I wish you a splendiferous evening. And if you don't mind my asking, have you any interest in modeling?
What? Oh, no, ma'am. All them eyes staring at me? I couldn't. No way, no how. I get scared just thinking on it.
I wish you weren't so shy, my Violet. You truly are beautiful. I hope your date sees that as clearly as I. What can I do for you?
Not sure why it didn't trade right away, but not like she has anything that I absolutely need at this point. Has another set of really good advanced defensive armor, so that not everyone is walking around in hot pink. There we go, that's a little bit better. Oh, and we need to talk to her, too.
Oh, can you believe this outfit? It's so handsome, I'm almost afraid to touch it. Well, I guess that's everything then. After all this time, I can I just have to actually do it now. You know, there's a part Junlei's been looking for to fix up the air cyclers. They only carried them on big colony ships, like the Hope.
Parvati, making every little thing perfect won't change Junlei's feelings.
For a while, it felt like everything I did was a little bit of help. And it meant I didn't have to ask her to be mine. Not yet. Not for real. Next time we dock with Groundbreaker, I'm doing it. I'll send June a message and ask her over. Oh, this is real scary, Captain. I'm grateful for all you done.
What can I do?
I'm going to go ahead and start this quest. I don't know if I'm going to finish it.
Marvelous! You and I are going to wake this city up like a cold splash of wine to the face. What I need is a survey of the outside world. What does the common laborer wear? How do the wild-eyed madmen of Monarch dress themselves? I've heard rumors, but I require...
this side quest, which ironically is one of the ones that I remember.
I expect you to model for me.
Any excuse to admire my looks, huh? Can't blame you.
Oh, you cad. You'll be the talk of Byzantium once I'm done with you. I'll need you to model for me the following: the apparel of an iconoclast, the armor of a marauder, and a full ensemble of spacer gear, helmet included. And when I say spacer gear, I mean an outfit worn by real spacers. None of that garbage spacer's choice pedals. You have the bearing and demeanor of a born model. You're going to absolutely murder this job.
Either that or I'm going to murder your pretentious ass.
I expect you'll cut an exquisite figure. What else do you need to know? If I were an enterprising spacer in need of a wardrobe, I'd probably head to the Groundbreaker.
Well, we're heading there anyway.
I've heard rumors of these iconoclasts, half-mad zealots rampaging across the surface of Monarch. You'll have to find your own way into Monarch. I can't help you. Even if I could, I prefer not to interfere with your creative process. I don't know. I've never seen a marauder. Not in person, anyway. There are always Aetherwade programs, but I want something authentic. Byzantium is long overdue for a change of wardrobe, my dear. Something barbaric, yet elegant. Fabulous! I can't wait to see what you dredge up.
See you around. Now then, before I go anywhere else...
I love Byzantium. Where else is...
I'll keep it down.
Your best find this week. Go. Arrows somewhere.
Because you like not being reduced to your constituent atoms by hot plasma, maybe? I don't know.
Today marks a monumentous occasion in the course of Halcyon history.
Is that me, or could each of these hosts fit all of Edward? Henry and all. There's my parents' place. Smell that? Industrial-grade cleaning solvent in desperation.
Or in the case of Eclipse Phase, getting yourself sleeved into a Surya model which are designed for surfing the corona.
Marilyn, is that you?
Laws, we certainly didn't expect to see you like this.
And I didn't expect you to renew your marriage contract. But we're all full of surprises today, aren't we? Speaking of surprises, you should meet my new friend. We've been running around the system for a while now, stirring up all sorts of trouble. I don't know what to say. He's usually not like this. Come on, you're supposed to help me make an impression. Anyway, you're probably wondering where I've been all this time.
Not exactly.
The last few years have been a bloody haze. You wouldn't believe the messes we've gotten ourselves into. Right?
Indeed, we've saved towns and restored property across Halcyon.
Look bad?
Marilyn, this really isn't the best time. Perhaps you should go.
Don't treat her like that.
I mean, we had other business in Byzantium, so it's not like we went out of our way. But you can't just kick us out.
Yes, they can.
We'll stay as long as we like. And while we're at it, we'll drink your expensive hooch, wear our outside shoes all over your nice floors.
Hello, Di. Hold up, these floors aren't just nice, they're top quality marble.
He's right. Since when can you afford authentic Terran marble?
That's what we've been trying to tell you, dear, but you must understand, we hadn't heard from you in ages.
We thought you were dead.
It's not for lack of people trying, believe me.
I'm not dead. I just never wanted to talk to you again.
I'm afraid the distinction was lost on us, darling.
Why do I get the feeling you people are about to apologize for something?
We only did what any grieving parents in our position would do. We collected on your life insurance policy.
And the payouts have been rather, substantial.
You what?
Of course. And we shall always harbor that joyful secret deep within our hearts.
And you'll report it to the insurance company, right?
It's not that simple. For one thing, we'd have to cut back on so many necessities. The neighbors would be sure to notice.
Right, the summary here is we collected on your life insurance policy, and we don't want to give all this stuff back.
That's the other problem.
We had to explain your disappearance somehow.
We couldn't very well tell people you'd run off to become a miscreant, could we?
I'll have you know Ellie's a professional miscreant.
Someone could hear you.
We concocted a story about Celeste Jollycurl designing a pair of 12-inch heels for you.
One of a kind, naturally.
That led to your tragic death when you tripped and broke your neck.
It was quite the story. People were talking about it for weeks.
That's a pretty funny story.
Hey, you're supposed to be on my side. Couldn't you have at least made up a better story? Something with pirates or raptidons? And what are you gonna do now that we're here?
Yes, about that. We were just about to ask you to, leave.
Quietly, if you don't mind.
You people should be ashamed of yourselves.
Well, we're trying to avoid further embarrassment.
I'm afraid it would cause quite a stir if the neighbors saw you two stomping about.
That's it? You just want us to disappear now?
Marilyn, please.
Don't cause a scene.
I don't know about you, Ellie, but I'm ready to cause a
Let's
scene.
just get out of here, Captain. Fine. I'm gone. Forever this time.
Let's talk outside. Captain, got a minute?
Can you believe those two? We'd hardly been there a minute and they turned us out like yesterday's garbage.
They shouldn't have gotten so upset.
I wanted them to get upset. I just thought it would play out differently. They'd both be sitting there watching one of their vapid aetherwave dramas, and then we'd walk in. Mother would drop her mock apple cider, and the glass would shatter all over their overpriced marble. Father would tear off his glasses and blink open-mouthed.
This is a very specific fantasy.
I'm getting to the good part. I'd have a great one-liner in the tube. I was thinking either, the leather's fake but the scars are real, or, oops, did I just track awesome onto your rug?
How about it's payback time and I'm collecting with interest?
I'm gonna use that one day. Now, getting back to my story. Father would throw his hands up, because this would be just like me, to come back and make a big scene. Then Mother would do the old, "You had us worried sick." Her eyes would be red and she'd have her fist in front of her mouth to stifle a sob.
Hey, chin up, you're better than this.
I just didn't want to get booted out of the house I grew up in like that. It's embarrassing, you know. And I've got a reputation to maintain.
I'm sorry, it's a rough
I'm
situation.
used to rough situations. Like when someone loads your pistol with blanks and strands you in a Marauder moon base, or traps you in an airlock with an angry mantis worm.
This episode reflects on them, not you.
But I want to talk about me now.
You've got to surround yourself with people who will really look out for
Unless you
you.
mean the kind who'll look out for you to blink so they could swipe your bits. The galaxy's not exactly crawling with those. Anyway, I don't want to sift through this lousy experience for meaningful life lessons. I'm mad, and I want to do something about it. Something like... Wait a second. What if I could get that money?
That money won't make you feel better about what
Want
happened.
to bet? I've got some big appetites, and they're all cheap.
It's not really your money any more than
Let's
it's
look at
theirs.
this as an advance, on my dying eventually. Besides, if anyone deserves to profit off my death, it's me. I could open a new account, designate that account holder as a sole beneficiary. All the payouts would go to me. I'll make money without doing a thing. And I'll get to cut them off.
Quite the role
As
reversal.
long as I don't develop a taste for Gorgonzola and bad legal dramas, that's fine by me. My policy is with the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group. They have an office in Byzantium. Maybe you could use some of your people skills to help me set up a dummy beneficiary account. If that doesn't work, I'm sure we can find one of their terminals and do it ourselves.
Alright, let's go.
Miss
Yeesh.
Shelley, Dr. Finhill, I noticed your pistol's been making a funny noise. What are you talking about? I oil it every night. Well, look here. Your slide's not recoiling fully. You might be due for a new spring. I could take a look, maybe fix it for you. Sure. I'm short on bits at the moment, but I'll pay you back. Oh, no. I mean, it don't cost nothing. I got a spare spring in my pocket here even. Everything's got a price.
All right, how does this sound?
Rizzo's knock you out off. A CCN 76 milk chocolate bar with caramel and peanut.
And of course, this being essentially the hub of the entire colony, this being the hub of the entire colony government, or at least of the board, then you're going to see a lot of vending machines. The sole letter in this mailbox is addressed to GHIG's satellite office in Fallbrook on Monarch.
I guess we're going to Fallbrook.
Yeah, I guess we are. You notice we've acquired another toss ball that I picked up in the on the way there, and I can pretty much guarantee you. Okay, maybe I was wrong. So, who ended up with it? Unless it ended up in my quarters. Huh. Not sure where that ended up.
We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain. Stay safe out there.
They are.
This looks like the place. You ready to get...
Well, well. Aren't you the very picture of good health and sound decision-making? However, we can't make good decisions all the time. Consider whoopsie-daisy coverage. Please note that to make a claim under this policy, you must describe your error in detail before a panel of relatives over the age of 65. And also note that doing so nullifies the privacy and dignity clause.
In other words, it's useless.
I remember that one. That's the young socialite who broke her neck, right?
Of course, no one remembers me for the marauders I've killed or the bits I've stolen. Typical.
That claim was airtight. Our best investigators couldn't find an exclusion for that one.
Let's stay on topic. I just want to
You
change your
can't, of
beneficiary.
course. Only Miss Fenhill can assign her beneficiaries. And she's dead. If we let every friend, relative, and acquaintance change a policy like that, people would do it all the time. Imagine the paperwork.
Okay, but how
you
would
mean
I change it?
hypothetically? Well, hypothetically, you'd access the terminal in the back room that contains data on all our policies. And you'd theoretically add the beneficiary of your choice. But you wouldn't actually do that, of course. That would be fraud.
I've got 2082 bits here that say you can do
I'm
it.
forbidden from accepting bribes, no matter how tempting.
Look at it as a fine that I'm paying in
The
advance.
employee handbook doesn't say anything about that. Very well. I'll need the name of the new beneficiary.
Ellie Fenhill?
If you say so. The payouts will flow exclusively into the new account at the start of the month. I hope Ms. Fenhill enjoys her newfound prosperity.
That's all for now. And I suppose I should say, hypothetically, thank you. Let's see. Come up to Amber Heights and see if I can buy a suit of Iconoclast armor.
Seems like a nice little town. Except for all the critters. Something about this place makes me feel sane by comparison.
And you can tell that I really have established a partnership, because normally you wouldn't see those guys here. But I figure while I'm here on this planet, I might as well start trying to collect the bits for Mrs. Jollycure's side quest.
Captain, got a minute?
Yes, Ellie.
You really did it. Give these payouts a few years and I'll be rolling in it.
How does it feel?
I've never been prouder to stand back and watch someone else work. I'm just glad my folks aren't gonna live off that awful story they made up. Maybe now they'll have to go back to real jobs.
Real jobs?
Maybe as line holders or warm bodies?
Those are real jobs?
Oh, sure. You've got to wait in line for just about anything in Byzantium, and not everyone has the time or inclination to do it themselves. As for warm bodies, some companies like to keep extra workers on site to look more productive.
And they just do nothing?
Oh no, there's lots of paper shuffling and pen clicking that goes on. The really good ones know how to leave sticky notes in just the right places. See, this is why I had to get out of Byzantium. Not sure what comes next for me, though. I've never been much of a planner.
You've got to plan ahead at some point.
You talk like someone who likes lists. Maybe you haven't noticed, but you can't even count on a bribe making it into the right pocket. What's the point of planning for anything around here?
That's the kind of thinking that's running this place into the crapper.
Hate to say it, but Halcyon's already there. Anyway, enough of that. You did a job for me, so here's your fee.
I appreciate it, but I didn't do this for the money.
Even you've got to be in it for the money now and then. Why else would you go through all this trouble?
You're my friend, Ellie. This is what friends do.
You sure? Because my kind of friends will pick your pocket clean while they're getting hammered with you.
Friendship is important. What else are we fighting for if not for the people we care about?
You don't have to get all mushy about it. Still, maybe you've got a point. Maybe it's good to watch someone's back now and then so that one day they watch yours. So, you just keep the money. One of us has to look out for your interests.
Wouldn't want to be indebted to me, huh?
Personal, it's just the closest thing I've got to a code. Anyway, enough of the touchy-feelies, huh?
Let's get a move on. And she's picked up her final perk, which is Beyond the Grave. Cost of bribes, minus 50% when she's in the party. Now, where the...
Carry on.
Oh, thanks. Okay. I wonder if I select... No, it doesn't show me anything other than how to get back to What's-Her-Face. Okay, well, it was worth a shot. Let's talk
You
to...
take real good care of your pistol, Dr. Fenhill. I oughta.
Hey,
Show me what's in stock. We go to armor. Pick that up. Go back to the region. Let's see. She wanted an Iconoclast outfit, a Spacer outfit, and a Marauder outfit. Maybe I should go back to, thank you for finally loading this. Go back to Amber Heights. No, not Amber Heights. Go back to Fallbrook and check and see if they have any place in Fallbrook that's, selling Marauder armor. Because I know I sure don't have any.
hey, guess. Knock, knock.
My dry goods come 75% guaranteed mold free. Was that 75% mold free? No rubbernecking.
Let's see.
Said you docked 3 days ago?
Give or take, it's all a bit hazy when I think back on it.
So, was Fallbrook all you'd hoped for?
Look what up. Oh, I get you. Well, as it turns out, no, they are the normal sets. It just has to say specifically that it's Marauder armor or Spacer armor or whatever. And the Spacer armor, like for instance my this here, it says here Iconoclast helmet. This goggled helmet, blah blah blah, and this right here is an Iconoclast Rioter outfit. So it specifically has the word Iconoclast in the description. But the only way to get the Marauder stuff is to go murder our way through a couple of Marauders. So I got to find some somewhere. Which I think there were some around the abandoned relay station. I'm not sure.
You sure have seen a lot of the colony, huh, Dr. Fenhill? Ellie. And
Or right over
but
here.
Most of it looks the same from inside a ship. Sorry, Dr. Ellie. Still though.
Oh, that reminds me. Something else I was going to do. Gameplay. Normal.
you find it thrilling?
bump up the difficulty so it'd be at least a little bit of a
Look,
challenge.
Ellie.
Or a little bit more of a challenge. I'm not sure that helped.
Boom!
Maybe I'd be better off going back to the Edgewater.
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
If I had remembered that that quest was actually in the game, I would have saved a set of Marauder armor. Wouldn't have to go hunting for it later. But I didn't, and here we are. Hopefully they've respawned by now, and hopefully one of them will actually drop some helmets or armor.
What's that noise?
They're on it.
Way to go, Cap!
Won't try that again.
There we go. Rebuilt mining gear. Cobbled exosuit. I need to find a helmet that'll go with that, though.
Know what hit him. Didn't even get our hands dirty.
What better place to find marauders than at the Marauder hideout, yes? Make sure I'm heading in the right direction. I'm not. Oh, out of all the marauders that don't respawn, okay, where else? The abandoned industrial zone, maybe? I just need one marauder to drop a helmet. And then everything else I need I can get on Monarch, including completing Ellie's quest. I mean, not Ellie's, but Parvati's. Hi, dude. Helmet? No. But, patched low pressure helmet. Ding, Marauder helmet. Done and done. Cannot fast travel while near hostiles. Okay, but I can still run while near hostiles, so... That was surprisingly fortunate. Finding a chest that I still hadn't unlocked yet that had a Marauder helmet in it. Off to Groundbreaker.
Destination reached. The Groundbreaker.
And
I hope this fancy soap we got is extra strength. I'm feeling a mite ripe.
what are your thoughts on Gorgon?
It's a shame about what happened to that lucky fella. Maybe finishing what he started will help put his spirit to rest.
Great. You've poked around the Unreliable. Ever heard any record of him?
And I've been sticking my nose in every one of our stately ladies' crannies, stem to stern. Oh, law. That sounds untoward, don't it? That ain't what I meant. Point is, Captain, Mr. Hawthorne left all kinds of scribblings behind panels and under consoles, but ain't a lick of it mentioned Mr. Lucky. So whatever they got up to in the past must have been really extra secret. And lots of fun. It sure is lonely out here on the edge of the colony. Anything could happen, and ain't no one gonna come to help us.
That's all about Gorgon.
Alrighty. You change your mind, you just holler. Yeah? I mean, what do you need? Captain? Mr. Sir?
We'll talk later. I bet you I have to talk to her while I'm on the ship. So let's do that before we get too far into this. Because it talks about her inviting Junlei. Yep, sure enough.
Alright. She's on her way. How do I look?
Like an engineer wearing armor.
Oh, my hands have finally stopped shaking. Alright. Deep breath. Here I go. Anyhow, so I told him, Dad, I'm a big girl now. I ain't need your help. I can do it on my lonesome.
What did he say to that?
Have at it then. And he handed me his favorite wrench, the one he used for the canner. He's probably half as tall as I was.
He didn't scold you for talking back to him?
Nah, he was never like that. I always thought it was funny when I get indignant about something. Then he'd watch me do whatever it was, make sure I didn't get hurt, but he'd never interfere. I learned a lot that way.
I wish I could have met him. Anyone who helped shape you must have been a special person.
Okay. And now it's leading me back downstairs again. Leave the ship, re-enter the ship. Not sure why it wants me to do that, but...
You're adjusting before you pull. You're anticipating.
Of course I'm anticipating it. What if I shoot a friend on accident?
That's on account of your stance. You want to lean into it. Embrace it. Work with it. You're in control of your Parvati, not the gun. Don't let a hunk of metal jerk you around. You've been around powerful machinery all your life. You're always in control, right?
I guess that's kind of like when the filler's shooting 600 cans of near molten cell tuna down the conveyor while I'm on a tuna belt.
Here, stand like me. Just so. Get square. Lean forward a little. Just equipment. You're just an engineer using it.
Ah!
Okay. We'll try again later. You'll get it. I promise.
Okay, Captain, she's gone.
Did it go well?
I'm near about vibrating. I'm so excited. So she got here, and, well, she sneezed. She said, wow, new soap? And I was like, yeah, rosish. Turns out it tickled her nose. Oops. And then she just sort of touched my arm real gentle-like and called the cut of my outfit elegant. I couldn't hear the rest on account of my heart was beating so hard. Then I led her into the kitchen. I think she about cried when she saw the spread.
I know, I was there.
Well, sure you could see, but I thought maybe you'd want to know some of what was said. You ain't much of a romantic, huh, Captain?
So you laid out the meal, bought
She
June in,
stood
and started the
stock still
music.
and just said, oh, real soft. Oh, and let me tell you, I was sweating. And then she blinked and said, is that dustback casserole? I told her how we got Mr. Raymond to bake it for us, so it was double authentic. Made by a real live monarch person.
So the meal went well. The dessert
we
too?
talked a bunch over dinner about the things we learned just through messages, stuff we repaired, how I taught her to salvage and she taught me to build. When I brung out the sweetheart cakes, June, she got a little teary, said she had a thing she needed to say. But I stopped her because I wanted to say it first. I never felt so bold, Captain.
And?
I told her about how she made me feel. Bold like I acted. Strong. Smarter and kinder than I am on my lonesome. I listed all the things I liked about her. And then she pulled out a paper and read a speech. She talked about the things she admired about me, like my cleverness and humor, and how it made her want to be more open.
Don't leave me in suspense.
Anyhow, when she wrapped up, I asked her to be my girlfriend. And Captain, she said yes! And then she sneezed again. On account of the flowery soap. We talked about it some. I told her I wasn't sure how it'd work, how I've had a bad time of it in the past. She said we'll take it as it comes. Fix things together. Share meals, talk. Maybe she could rub my shoulders when they're sore. I said I might like that.
That was very sweet. Congratulations.
It's all on your account, you know. Imagine if you'd never taken me out of Edgewater. I'd have never met Junlei at all. I don't know nothing about the Vicar's capital P plan, but you've sure changed my life. So, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna head to my cabin and happy scream into my pillow for like an hour.
Achievement unlocked, all for one, and she gained the Enchanted Evening perk. First off, all for one. Yeah, completed all companion quests. And Parvati, Enchanted Evening, food and drink effect lasts 25% longer. And while I'm still here, let's go out and see about getting some spacer equipment. I'm betting it's probably that Spacer's Choice guy wearing that moon helmet or one of the other merchants. It certainly wouldn't be the vending machines.
Have you tried our dehydrated water tablets? Just add air. Don't take my word.
Let's see what you've got for sale. Well, not her, him.
Ooh, you're here.
Mining helmet. Vac helm. Lightweight spacer's helmet. Of course, that padded helm is also a spacer's helmet, but still. Okay, one mixed use suit. Oh, leather gear business. Anyway, vac helm. Guess any of those would work. Okay, sell off the excess stuff. Sell. Okay, that'll do the job. One set that specifically says Iconoclast, one set that specifically says Marauder, and one set that specifically says Spacer's outfit. Okay. And we are done here.
CNP Borston Baked Beans. When you leave the
You know, I just got the pun. Borst and baked beans. Boston baked beans. Can't believe it took me this long to catch that one. Okay, quick trip to Byzantium so I can complete this side quest, and then it's off to Gorgon.
We're now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
Okay, Carmen, what do you want?
Do you mind? I'm needing some. Shh. No names, okay? The Phoenix is a wanted man, and the board has eyes everywhere in Byzantium. Yeah, you're looking to make contact with Minister... Magpie, right? I should warn you, it won't be easy. He spends most of his time in this estate, which is heavily guarded.
There's got to be a way to catch the minister someplace less protected.
Afraid not. He almost never leaves his home, and his guards never leave him.
Can't say I blame him. It's scary out of doors. I mean, can you even count how many times we've been shot at?
What work specialists, huh? Our mutual friend is really branching out.
How exactly did you get involved in all this?
I've always been fascinated by birds. If you ever research Earth species, there are thousands of them, so colorful and distinct.
Here we got 11 flavors of terror rays and not much else. That kind of variety? I mean, gosh, seems almost impossible.
The other thing about birds, though, is their environmental indicators.
When they die off, it's a sign that something's wrong.
Exactly. I started thinking about everything we see around Halcyon, and all the things we don't see.
Like what?
For starters, you rarely come across anyone living in Byzantium who wasn't born here, even though we get ships in all the time. Doesn't that seem strange to you?
It does.
And then there's the way nothing gets fixed. There used to be a suggestion box around here. People would drop ideas in. Nothing ever came of them, of course.
Seems pretty normal, actually.
Sure, that part is. That's why they install shredders in those boxes, after all. But one day the shredder broke. No one came to fix it. And since it wasn't working, we didn't have anywhere to file our complaints. So you can imagine how messy things got.
I bet your repair folks couldn't find parts. Back in Edgewater, I'd have to take something apart just to put another thing back together.
Might have been the paperwork. Here, you have to append forms to your forms, and law help you if there's a single dash out of place.
And?
At first, management put up an out-of-order sign, but that just seemed to worry people. Like they were advertising something wasn't working.
Why would the Golden City need suggestions for improvement?
It's really so people can feel heard. Everyone's got something to complain about, you know? They eventually took the whole suggestion box sign down so that people didn't have any expectations about it. But they never fixed it, never replaced it. Doesn't that seem odd to you?
Yes.
The whole episode made me wonder. If they can't fix something as simple as a suggestion box, what else aren't they fixing? After a while, I got connected with our mutual friend and started using my position here to feed him information when I could. That's it, really.
Looks like I've got work to do. Wasn't who I wanted to talk to. There we go. That is the drawback to fast travel here. You've got to wait for that elevator to come back down and then ride it back up.
You didn't seem too much like traveling with us before you met that hermit fellow.
Yes.
I was kind of an ass, wasn't I?
I wouldn't say that. You were more of an... well, I'm just glad you're not like that anymore.
Nice save, Parvati.
Oh, I'm still an ass, just someone who knows he is. It's quite amusing, the ridiculous things that go through my head.
Just like the rest of us, then. You're all right, Mr. Baker.
Oh, you mean the original Mass Effect before they solved the problem with load times? Because the Legendary Edition, the elevator trips last about 2 seconds. At least on my computer, but granted I do have extra cores.
Remember that stranger
Okay, let's see.
Goodness. Look at those atrocious contours. The sheer brutality of its design offends the senses and shocks the mind into a state of palpable excitement. I adore it. 2 outfits remain. I can't wait to see what you'll bring me. Something shocking, I hope. Oh, how grotesque! I always suspected the dramas did no justice to real marauders. Their armor is so much more hideous in person. 1 outfit left. Do hurry, my dear. The bird of inspiration is about to take flight.
And then shit on you? Because birds will do that, you know.
Like a star, darling. Square your shoulders. Hand on your hip. Eyebrow cocked. Yes. Perfect. My heart is all aflutter. Yes, that's it. I have it. I know exactly what we're doing. Brace yourself, my dear. We're going to call this style Barbarian Chic. The saucy confidence of a spacer. The raw contempt of an iconoclast. The brutish musk of a marauder. And the pièce de résistance. Monster leather. 1 part mantiquine chitin, 3 parts hide from a raptidon's flank, and let's say, 8 strips of primal leather. No, make that 10.
I'll get it done.
My dear, I have the highest confidence in you. The sooner you work up.
Okay, I have completed that side quest, and off to Gorgon. Now this is going to be completely new territory for me. Although now Jolly Cure wants me to go out and hunt hunt mantisaurs and everything, and a primal and everything else.
We'll be here, Captain.
Yeah, I think Parvati and Max will be fine. But this is new territory for me. I actually have never actually done this DLC before.
Welcome to Ambrose Manor. We were not expecting company. Please follow. Do not stray from the path.
Don't worry, little fella. We're mostly law-abiding folk. Oh no. call. We should check to see he's all right.
I've never seen a more effective argument against blindly following a preordained plan.
When they hired me as groundskeeper, I assumed there'd be grounds to keep. I'm not even allowed inside the manor. Everyone told me the Ambrose family keeps themselves, but they're a bunch of hermits, save for the little one. Guess I ought to find a hobby. Mr. Harvey dropped his key card in the pond. I'll hold on to it in case he ever comes looking, but I won't go near the house. Wouldn't want to get between Mrs. Olivia and her research.
Bringing canned responses. How clumsy of this unit. These things happen. Oh, calamity.
Right. Okay, drinks. Really? Not sure why it was doing that. Map, please. Ah, this section of it, huh?
Running diagnostic. This unit expresses this.
Point of interest discovered, the Tranquility Garden.
Those big empty windows. Feels like the building's watching me.
A Saltuna pond.
Oh, Mom.
A quote-unquote Saltuna pond, complete with fake fish.
Find themselves, won't they? This is just a facade to hide behind.
I'm like, well, if you needed a way to have fish on a airless moon with no water, I guess fake fish is the way to go. Barred from the other side. Well, makes me wonder how I'm supposed to get back there then. Oh, but coming this way.
Don't mess with us! You're a deft hand with a bank pick.
See, I know there's... I know there's a special weapon up here. I'm just not sure how to get up there yet. Or even if I can get up there until later, to be honest. Okay, well, let's just go on inside then. And Ambrose Manor discovered.
So empty. Oh, Captain, something here don't feel right.
This place has the distinct feeling of a crypt.
Logs. Recent activity. User Wambrose attempted to log in the system. Final attempt fails, locking terminal for 5 days. Good grief! Thank God none of my employers ever did that. A 5-day lockout is a bit ridiculous. Event 3146. User O. Ambrose activated dinner time protocol. Meal was borscht roast. Event 3147. Ambrose activated dinner time protocol. Meal was tripicale salad. Event 3148. User O. Ambrose activated dinner time protocol. Meal was woolly loaf. Okay, well, pantry list then. Saltuna fillet, stock is spoiled, please replenish. Woolly cow stock is spoiled, please replenish. Mock apples, stock is spoiled, please replenish. Borscht and beans, 13 cans remaining. Mock apple shake, 9 bottles remaining. I would be honestly surprised if we found anything close to that number in here. Borscht pockets, glacier water, rum and something, aged whiskey, and a woolly fillet. I can't believe it's not borscht. Mock apple shake. Not much in here unless you count the secret passage back behind it. Before I explore what's upstairs, let's explore the rest of the downstairs first. I don't think there's that much downstairs either. Okay, nothing there. Can't get in there. That's barred too. Wilhelmina Ambrose. Obviously their son's bedroom. Dearest mother and father, I've paced the halls of this gilded cage long enough. Since you won't permit me to help the family business, I'm leaving to start a business of my own. Am I too young for such ambitions? Perhaps, but that is the risk you take when you fashion a daughter in your image. Byzantium will welcome me with open arms. Won't that be a new sensation? If I ever return, it'll be to claim my rightful spot at the head of this family. Ooh, I detect a little teenage angst. Okay, might as well explore the area back behind the kitchen.
my law. This is just like that episode of Virginia Yang, Girl Detective, where the old fella dies and his nurse inherits his house. What if we find a body?
Secret tunnel. Interesting architectural choice.
Personal terminal, Dr. Olivia Ambrose. Along that wilderness of glass, no swellings tell that winds may be upon some far-off happier sea. No heavings hint that winds have been on seas less hideously serene. Login. Ambrose O. Logs. Displaying 5 total entries. February 1st. This morning I gave birth to a healthy child. Perhaps that's a strange distinction to call her healthy, but after all I've endured to finally meet her, it matters. That she exists at all, against the odds, matters. I will call her Wilhelmina after my late brother Willem. I hope the law is kinder to her than it was to him. I hope for many things, truthfully, that she be smart and shrewd, that she be strong, relentless, undeniable. Most of all, I hope for her a steel spine, that she does not bend when Halcyon would break her, that she should be stronger than I. March 17th. I must find Minnie a wet nurse. She demands to be fed throughout the day and night, and I simply cannot get a single thing done. The nurse will need to be exceptional, smart, educated, of means. Minnie must have the best start if she's going to survive the pit of vipers that is the Byzantium elite. Then there is the matter of governess. I can't watch the child constantly, not if I'm to do my work. How soon must I begin looking? Naturally, she'll have to be exceptional as well, and exceptional Byzantines don't exactly grow on trees. I will persuade Harvey to investigate this for me. The man has little else to do. November 22nd. I don't understand how anyone of ambition has time to keep a journal. I certainly don't, yet here I am indulging myself. Minnie's influence, no doubt. Her behavior concerns me. She's clingy, emotional. At 5, she should be starting to show some personality, not crying for her mother when I leave for another stint on Gorgon. This must be the fault of Marie, her governess, as Minnie certainly didn't learn this behavior from me. I'll have to fire the woman. It's clear she's not capable of instilling in Minnie a correct understanding of how to behave. Harvey despairs of ever finding a governess who meets my preposterous standards. He and I went in circles on the issue for hours, but he came around to my thinking eventually. Why shouldn't I want what's best for my daughter? Maybe I'll fire him, too. June 5th. I'm at my wit's end with Minnie. At 13, she should have already mastered basic chemistry, physics, and mathematics, but she can barely handle long division. She struggles to remember the simplest equations and formulas, no matter how many times her governess raps her knuckles. Well, maybe stop rapping her knuckles and distracting her. By the time I was her age, I'd already made dynamite in my grandfather's laboratory. The only thing Minnie's making explode is my head. Sounds to me like you deserve it. Her father asks why we don't just send her to boarding school, but I abhor the thought of her surrounded by those coddles idiots. More alarming still, she's begun to show an interest in romance serials and painting. Oh, how dare she. She may have a strong grasp of color theory, and she shows some promise with watercolors, but surely that's a result of her education in spectroscopy, not any innate skill. What value has art, anyway? I don't know, considering you can smear a blob of shit on canvas and call it art. She gave me a truly dreadful painting of Francis this morning, and I haven't a clue what to do with it. Perhaps I'll stuff it in my desk. We'll have a good laugh over it when she's grown and finally come to her senses. April 28th, 2348. Lucian appeared at the manor this morning. I thought him here for me to finally wring my neck after our latest tiff. But no, it was much worse than that. He'd come to speak to Minnie. No need to guess why. She's taken it upon herself to manage the household these last few years, since neither her father nor I have the time or, frankly, inclination. Under her watch, the staff's productivity has increased 35%, while reducing our costs an astonishing 67%. We've saved tens of thousands of bits. Harvey tipped Lucian off, I expect. Now he wants to bring her on to help manage the Gorgon facilities, which I refused over Minnie's vociferous protestations. She cried after he'd left. I only wish that I could tell her why. Displaying 2 deleted entries. Please select from the following. October 14th, 2348. How did I raise such a willful daughter? Isn't that what you wanted? She's no longer requesting to join the project, but demanding. I'm ready. I can help you. It's what I want. She doesn't know what she's asking. Gorgon is not safe. Compound X is in the air. It's infected the water and the food. It's no longer just the test subjects and the laboratory techs in danger now. Even the general staff are beginning to feel its effects. Even I feel it. I'm tied up in knots. I know what I must do. The only way I can persuade her away, but it'll kill me to do it. Minnie, I'll say, you just don't have what it takes. You're too shallow, too simple, too weak. She'll hate me for it. I'm sure it will destroy her, but it will work. She'll be safe. That's all I care about now. January 3rd, 2350. Harvey is gone. His body's still alive, but the man I married is dead. He broke into my office and stole the last of my release candidate ampules, busted the door to splinters in his withdrawal fury. I'd chartered a shuttle to bring him to the facility for medical care. Even convinced Priyantha to oversee the transfer. He didn't want to, was worried it wasn't safe, but I begged him. Harvey killed the shuttle crew, Priyantha too, but the shuttle wouldn't take off without its pilot, and I couldn't stop his raging, so I left the ship on the landing pad for days, watched him tear it to pieces with his bare hands. He lost a lot of blood. I brought him inside once he'd finally passed out and shoved him into a stasis solution tube. My work did this to him. Mine. Me. I did this. I'll tell Lucian. Surely now he'll delay the release. Surely after this. Okay, what about Ambrose W.? The search continues. I take from these entries that Mother was severe with her editorial pen. This is but one version of her, carefully curated, and not the one I wanted to find. Where is her unvarnished stream of consciousness? Where is her spontaneous brilliance? The search continues. My efforts will inevitably steer me to Gorgon. What then, Minnie? What then? Well, something certainly went on here. Okay, well, I guess I don't have much choice now, but other than to say hello to Wilhelmina. Sure, as soon as I loot all these rings and stuff.
So who the devil are you?
Captain of the Unreliable.
Say. Well, make yourself at home, Captain. I'm sure we have much to discuss. Do you see that glowing chunk of space rock? That's Gorgon. My birthright, my burden, and the bane of my existence. I hate to drink alone, and this is my third. So join me in raising a glass to Gorgon.
You want to toast the asteroid.
That's right. The Gorgon asteroid is pretty to look at, but evil to the core. I raise a glass to my adversary out of respect.
Are you Minnie Ambrose?
That's right. And I take it you're the type who skips formalities, so let's get down to business. Now, what brings you to my house, handsome? I take it you didn't come all this way for the beverages, the starry skies, or the pleasant company.
I'm here about a severed arm.
A severed arm? How positively ghoulish. You know this is a private residence, not a curio shop?
This arm came with a portable phonograph that mentioned you by name.
Really? Huh. Now this severed limb, did it have dark hair? Rugged knuckles? Chewed fingernails? A gunslinger's calluses?
Sounds about right.
Aha! Mystery solved. I can only think of one man daring enough to jettison his extremities on my behalf. Lucky Montoya is my personal freelancer. Fascinating man. Very brooding and theatrical. Always staring into space and twirling a bullet over his knuckles.
The more lost we feel, the more we put on a show for others.
But if something happened to him... Oh dear. I suppose that makes him my former freelancer now?
What's his arm doing in my ship?
I sent Lucky on a dangerous mission to the Gorgon asteroid. Whoever found his remains must have wanted to inform the next of kin. What a time for his luck to run out. We were in the middle of something grand, and I really can't afford another setback.
His recording mentioned a high-stakes job.
You should bring that up. How would you like to be my new freelancer? There's been a recent vacancy, and I think you're well suited to the job.
You offer work to everyone who breaks into your home? Must be some kind of Byzantine tradition I ain't know about.
I don't believe you thought this through. Or much else, for that matter.
I'm looking for someone rough around the edges. A gorgeous, dashing scoundrel type. Incidentally, someone good with their hands.
And someone who still has both hands?
The man lost an arm. What are the odds of that happening twice? Of course, Gorgon is a treacherous place, and my own family's involvement with it has been fraught. Allow me to lay out the facts, and you can decide for yourself if you want to be my chief investigator. My mother, Dr. Olivia Ambrose, worked for Spacer's Choice at the Gorgon Research Facility. She was brilliant, the top scientist in her field, until tragedy struck.
I'm not surprised. Spacer's Choice is one big accident waiting to happen.
I could say otherwise. One day, Spacer's Choice shut down all research and evacuated Gorgon. Everyone had to scramble or risk getting left behind. It was chaos. Employees fled for their lives. Mother never made it home. I'm told she wasn't the only casualty that fateful day.
It must have been real hard on you, losing your mother all of a sudden like that. I'm sorry to hear it, ma'am.
Thank you. Ambrose ladies are supposed to be resilient to the unexpected, but this was especially hard on me. Mother's name has since been dragged through the mud. Spacer's Choice blames her for the collapse of Project Gorgon, and I just know they're lying.
Sounds like she was the corporation's patsy.
My thoughts exactly. Mother would not have allowed Project Gorgon to fail. Something happened on that asteroid, and my family took the fall for it.
What did you send Lucky to find?
The truth. Mother is gone, Gorgon is silent, and I deserve answers.
Well, in that case, tell me about your mother.
I admired Mother, but we weren't close. She disapproved of everything about me, really. I couldn't measure up to her example. She didn't make time for us. I remember thinking that she never wanted a child, and never forgave me for being one, naive and irresponsible as I was.
Yikes, what did she want, a fully grown lab assistant?
I don't know what would have made Mother happy. After a while, I stopped trying to find out.
Sounds like she was pretty consumed by her work.
It was difficult on us, but not so difficult for her. Mother and Gorgon were made for each other. I had the misfortune to be stuck in the middle.
What do you think happened on Gorgon?
I don't know. And Spacer's Choice won't say. They don't discuss anything that tarnishes their brand. Gorgon has a dark history. The project fell apart. Personnel were shuffled across the system. With Mother gone, now I'm all that's left.
Where's your father in all of this?
Father lost more than his job on Gorgon. I'll say no more than that. The asteroid may look like a glittering jewel, but I assure you the resemblance ends there. Gorgon is poisonous to the core. One might even say cursed. I need your help, Captain. Project Gorgon killed Mother and disgraced the Ambrose name, and no one has been held accountable. Spacer's Choice buried the past like a dirty secret.
Are you interested in justice, revenge, or both?
Neither. It's vindication I want. Whatever happened on Gorgon wasn't Mother's fault. I simply need the evidence to prove it. We're going to drag the truth, kicking and screaming, into the light.
even if it means bringing ruin and humiliation to Spacer's choice. All the evidence I need should be in Mother's journal. You can find it in her office on Gorgon, in the heart of the old research facility.
Don't worry, if Spacer's choice is hiding something, I'll get to the bottom of it. Well, actually, I can't make any promises until I've seen Gorgon for myself.
Go and see what you're up against. I'm certain Mother's journal won't go far.
You'd think that, wouldn't you? Journals can have a way of eluding those searching for them.
When you reach Gorgon, pack a weapon you trust. The corporate lockdown hasn't stopped the wilderness from squirming in through the cracks.
What can I expect to face on Gorgon?
I've never understood why, but Gorgon is teeming with marauders. They almost seem drawn to sorrow and misfortune. Then there's the test subjects, those who survived anyway. Ravenous creatures left behind like so much salvage.
What did you tell Lucky about this job?
Everything I've told you. Just the facts. Maybe a couple of harmless embellishments. Why?
Just making sure I have what I need.
Still, you're smart to ask. Lucky spent most of our time together spinning a pistol around his index finger. Not sure he'll listen to any of my advice. But you won't let me down, will you, Captain?
I'll try not to, since it's my life on the line.
There's a little saloon near Gorgon's landing pad, the Sprat Shack. Lucky was renting a room, so if you want to follow his trail, that would be the place to start.
Oh, you think maybe they got a little mascot? Like a sprat in a tiny hat?
Just so we understand each other, money is no object. I'm willing to squander the family fortune if you get me what I want. Between your payment and any salvage you happen across, you'll walk away from this rich enough to buy a mansion of your own. How does that sound?
We can talk about my fee when this is done.
A consummate professional. That shouldn't be a problem. Here's your nav key, Captain. Safe travels.
Maybe you don't need to hear this from me, but I'm sorry about your mother.
Spacer's choice should be the one apologizing, but thank you. Sincerely. A word of advice before you go, Captain. Trust no one. Mother's office is in the heart of the Gorgon facility. You're free to salvage anything that isn't nailed down. I only want what's mine.
Mysterious heiress, unexpected gainful employment. It's like something out of a detective serial.
Don't worry about us. We're well versed in helping ourselves to anything that's not nailed down.
Ain't that the truth? And even to some of the things that are nailed down. Anything I can pry loose is mine. Anything I can pry loose is not nailed down. Evidently so.
Damage detected. Compensating for structural damage. Error.
short trip.
Is that an Apex Mark V queso atmospheric dome? I've never seen one in person. Magnificent.
Okay.
I got supplies if you need them. No one lasts long on Gorgon unprepared.
Well, I can't get into there. I don't have the lock picking for it.
You looking for supplies, stranger? Let's stock up here. If you run low on bullets out in Gorgon's far reaches, there ain't no one round here liable to help you out. Let me know if you're looking for something particular.
Well, I don't think running out of bullets is going to be a problem anytime soon.
Huh? Oh, you don't gotta worry about that. It's got something to do with that scrapped Spacer's Choice project from way back. Damn alarm's been hollering at us for 5 years if it's been a day. You know, I don't dream anymore. It's all,
please evacuate in an orderly fashion.
Should I turn it off?
I won't stop you if you want to have a go at it. But so you know, it's gonna take more than giving that control terminal a good old-fashioned pummeling. I know, because even Von Hoffman couldn't bash it in. And I seen that tough son of a gun throw a man clean across the Sprat Shack one time like he were a toss ball.
What can you tell me about Project Gorgon?
Spacer's Choice shut it down in a big hurry. From what I heard, some of their folks got left behind even. Don't seem like the project ended well.
What have you got for sale?
Found a pickaxe in the mine like none I've ever seen before. Could be awful useful if you're the violent type.
Yeah, the handy deconstruction. The original brand name Auto and Fortunato never caught on. Gonna get it because it's a unique weapon. Oh, if no one gives a poop about that stuff, I'm just going to steal it. I think the point here is they don't have much of the really good stuff because it's been years.
Keep an eye out, Captain. This place don't look entirely safe.
Great work.
This unit is currently in wait cycle. Please return later. Have a better than natural day.
Nicely done.
This is so stupid. Georgie, asshole, what are you doing? Hey, you got those drinks? Don't tell me it's Glacial Age again.
When did you become this picky? Beer's beer. Hey, what are we celebrating anyway?
1 year on assignment, only 10,000 more to go.
No shit. And that makes it 1 year trapped in this goddamn closet.
1 year getting chewed out by Olivia Ambrose for doing our jobs.
1 year drinking stolen beer.
And 1 year as partners. In crime. Partners in crime.
Hey, you okay? Your face is all red. Let me get you some water. Hold on.
Partners, Georgie? Are you out of your mind? Get it together!
Huh. Interesting. There was supposed to be some unique armor near that, but I don't see it. So... Okay, fine. We'll see what's up at the Sprat Shack. Stellar Freighting Argosy, Gorgon, a Spacer's Choice property. Welcome user, Tran D. Electricity rationing in effect. By accessing this terminal, you consent to paying 1 bit per every option selected. No, I don't. Messages. Thank you for using GIMSY, your employer-sanctioned messaging system. Friendly reminder, your messages are company property. Unauthorized reproduction, distribution, or deletion of GIMSY content may result in early termination of your employment contract. Please select from the following options. Hello, Mary. Let's see. Incoming messages. From Mostly C. Various observations on the Argosy's rate of export with a reprimand. Mr. Tran, are you aware of the concept of relativity? This is a rhetorical question. I am aware that Spacer's Choice training does not include business philosophy in its curriculum. Consider this a remedial education. Broadly, relativity is an economic idea that describes productivity in terms of relationship. For example, from your point of view, the Argosy's freight depot export shipments at a perfectly reasonable rate. However, from the point of view of your enterprising colleague, the Argosy's freight depot exports shipments at a positively pathetic rate. If a single one of your colleagues is capable of 3 times your productivity, then relative to your colleague, the Argosy Freight Depot is a failure. The rubric of your success is measured relative to your fastest, strongest, and most productive colleagues. Do you understand? Please take a moment to consider the contents of this message and commit them to your heart. Furthermore, please select one of the following reprimands below and append it to your permanent record. A. The quality of your work is unacceptably low by Spacer's Choice standards. B. The quality of your work is unacceptably low relative to that of your colleagues. C. By receiving an official reprimand on your permanent record, you have violated the Spacer's Choice Code of Conduct, which will result in an official reprimand. Outgoing messages to Reynard S. Buddy, I don't understand how you manage to log 3 times the number of shipments I do out of that miserable shack you call an office, but you need to cut it out. Mostly's been poking at the Argosy ship rate numbers again, and now he's started asking why Lewis and I can't pack as quickly together as you can alone. I'm thinking maybe I should tell him you're dipping into the supply of the prototype Adrenatime. I don't think he'd like that, do you? Well, maybe you are. If that's the case, maybe you ought to come lend me and Lewis a hand when we load up the next haul of test subject corpses. Get yourself a real good view of what Kim's wonder drug does. Archived messages from Velasquez L. Dom, you gotta help me out. The Monarch delivery's gone MIA, and now the big guy at corporate is messaging my personal terminal looking for answers. Not Mostly, not Goodfellow, that seersucker suit-wearing MFer from Byzantium, Bancroft. Your kid cousin still works in Cascadia, right? You think you could hoof it over to Stellar Bay and just, I don't know, poke around the port, see if it's there? The shipment ID's Z42ML8TXY, the transport we packed last week. I know it's a lot to ask, and you know how I feel about begging for handouts, but I swear to the law if I looked out my door that Bancroft guy'd be there in the street, slapping a wrench against his palm like a mob boss in one of those bootleg cereals from Groundbreaker. Please, man, you know how fond I am of my kneecaps. Shipment history. Outgoing shipments. X005. 2,000 cartons containing redacted, 3 discharge staff, 5 reassigned staff. Alert, manifest content exceeds the recommended maximum weight of this vessel. Shipment Z42. 100 cartons containing prototype redacted, 2 tons raw ore of redacted, 15 reassigned staff. Manifest exceeds the recommended maximum weight. Incoming shipments. 0415. 350 cartons containing 100 units each sterile injection ampules, 30 high-pressure steel cylinders containing oxygen, 25 volunteers. Shipment KKA8B, 3 corporate security squads containing 3 fire teams each, 500 rounds of light ammo, 2,000 rounds of heavy ammunition, 1 flat containing 10 units Moonman standee. Pay his bill. Okay, we'll check the Sprat Shack.
Come here. Let's have a chat.
Sure, why not? Just as soon as I kill this Sprat.
Fine. Alright, inspection time. Look at my eyes for as long as you can without blinking. Starting now. Good. Look up. Now look down. You're doing swell. Now, name and occupation. Good enough for me. You're cleared to pass. That was a sanity check. If you had changed like the others, it'd be in your eyes. You'd also be drooling, cursing, and making a mess of the place. Welcome to the Sprat Shack. You can head on downstairs.
What did you mean when you said people had changed?
Every day, salvagers and scrappers set out to comb the ruins and make their fortune. The ones who come back, they aren't always the same men or women who left. They change. Never for the better.
What happens when people
First,
change?
They get real twitchy and paranoid, shouting at folks who aren't there. Then they smell like they soiled themselves, on account of how they soiled themselves. After that, they're gone. Nothing but animals wearing human skin. Seen it happen myself. It's never pretty. This is the Sprat Shack, the most remote watering hole in the system. Rule number 1, no fighting. Rule number 2, wipe your feet on the way downstairs. We're the only hospitable place on this rock. I want to keep it that way. That's why we have rule number 3. When people change, they stay outside, where they belong. Just don't ask me to dance.
What do you know about
Something bad
Gorgon?
happened here. Spacer's Choice was developing chemicals. The kind with nasty side effects. Marauders outnumber the rest of us 10 to 1. Either they came from Gorgon, or something draws them here. I don't know which is worse. This place is under a dark cloud, stranger. That's all I know. If you want the history of the Sprat Shack, talk to Lex behind the bar.
What kinds of people come to the
This
Sprat
is a
Shack?
sublight bar, so most of our regulars come to plunder the old labs. The facility's locked up behind miles of red tape, so progress is slow. A lot of time to drink and reevaluate, then venture out and try again.
What do you do around here?
Bouncer, bodyguard, law enforcer. I make sure the Sprat Shack gets only the highest caliber of clientele.
That's us.
Yes, your presence screams high class.
We get a lot of brand-loyal corporate types, and a lot of cutthroat freelancer types. Both sides have their share of dirty scoundrels. And I hate dirt.
See you
You
around.
heading downstairs? Order something sweet.
Oh, ugh. This place smells like Felix's burp.
A true den of iniquity. How refreshing.
That Sprat cleared out fast.
Are you my agent on the ground? I've been sent to meet a certain someone about a certain piece of merchandise.
Something work, Captain.
That's hands, Cap.
Did you bring the payment?
I don't know.
Apparently, it doesn't really bother them that someone is drawing a pistol and killing sprats right in front of them.
I can't steal what's lawfully mine, you tangle-footed dimwit.
Break it up, you two. I've heard more than enough of your shit for one day.
Ah. Must be the advertising jingle for Adrena Time, which it's becoming increasingly evident to me.
The folks here like strangers? Because some of them are looking at us like...
I don't know the layout of this place.
There's one! What do you think you're doing? Carry on.
I heard a rumor the board is gonna shut this place down.
That'll never happen. This is a sublight bar.
So what? Who's this now? Wonder if they could...
What's the story?
Holy shit, a fresh face. Haven't seen your like in years. Don't know what brought you to the most dangerous corner of this solar system, pal, but you're welcome here. Oh, you talked to Lex yet? She tell you to keep it civil? You wouldn't guess to talk to her, but that lady's got a mean left hook.
You folks get into a lot of fistfights here?
Me? Nah. Never been a pugilistic kind of guy. Did most of my fighting with a pen back when I did it at all. Nowadays, I just drink. At least Lex has got the good manners to let me do it for free.
Okay, Mary.
Hey, whoa, no call for insults. We're all friends here. I was a journalist, thank you. A contributing member of our great society. Got into reporting thinking I was going to be some sort of public intellectual. What a joke. Spent 95% of my time playing stenographer to the board, and the rest writing puff pieces on the chairman's latest beard trim. Real life and death shit.
You seem like you're having a rough time. Can I help you out?
If you're going back out there, Do you think you'd be willing to do an old bastard a small favor?
Helping out old bastards is 80% of my job. What do you
Chairman
need?
Rockwell ain't that old, Captain.
Well, I've been trying to get away from this rock for 5 lobby-fucked years, but I can't stay gone.
Why's that?
Told you I was a journalist, right? I was here on a story back when Project Gorgon was active. I was doing an interview series for Spacer's Choice. Recorded them all on these little portable phonographs. But when everything fell to shit, Spacer's Choice wouldn't let me leave. Terms of my reporting contract unmet, they said.
You hid them, and now you need me to get them for you. That about cover it?
Right on the money. Look at me. I'm no fighter. I've never even touched a gun. But you're just the right amount of rough around the edges. Help me get my recordings back so I can finally get the hell out of here.
That's your lucky day, Roscoe. I'll get them for
shit.
you.
That's downright civilized of you. All right. One of them I stashed in the Office of Creative Incubation, in the projector room on the 3rd floor. I gave another to my friend Birdie to keep in her apartment, just outside OCI's upper entrance.
Got it. Next.
You'll find another in the chem lab. It's in the main lab storage room.
All right. Easy enough. The others.
The final one is in human inquiry and auditing. It's tucked behind a pipe in observation room B.
The observation room? Wouldn't someone have seen you?
With the test subjects running loose, the researchers were surprisingly unobservant.
No promises, but I'll let you know if I find anything.
That's more than I've been able to hope for in years. Thank you.
Bar patrons.
In the old days, I felt like I was part of something important.
Bar patrons.
Like my work.
Okay, no one else in this room to talk to.
You, my friend, are in a gloom. What say we find a better spot to drink? Somewhere with less... history.
Really? Hold on. Can't believe I managed to stifle that. Smuggler's note. You were right about this place. I got a lead on some pricey merchandise, and all I had to do was put my ear to the ground. Apparently there's a mine shaft down the road past human inquiry and auditing and due east. Used to be an old dead drop, but no one goes there anymore. Wonder why. Would be dangerous, but what kind of scoundrel would I be if I let the goods sit there unappreciated? Come and join me when you read this. I won't wait for you, but I'll bet there's more loot than I can carry by myself.
Someone's in here. Oh, well. It's coming back up again.
Yeah, you really have to watch that. It usually tastes better the first time. List of expenses. Room and board at the Sprat Shack, 350 bits. Borstwurst, 25 bits. OCI Key, 100 bits. Ammunition, 50 bits. Stogie bit, Slims, 200 bits. And Glacial Aged Whiskey, 500 bits. Something strange in the mines. Check it out. Note, stay out of mines. Murderous moonman in the canyon? Probably local legend. Canids equals yellow. Spacer's choice equals yellow. Coincidence? No such thing. Persons of interest. Lots of bodies buried in Gorgon, but not many hatchets. Everyone had a grudge to bear and a finger to point. Lawrence Goodfellow oversaw Office of Creative Incubation. Genuinely oblivious or playing dumb. Olivia Ambrose, project director, lead scientist, prickly perfectionist. Note, do not ask Minnie about her. Killed in evacuation. Lucian Bancroft, Spacer's choice man, real top runger. Few logged visits to Gorgon. Tensions with Ambrose. Marion Blakesley, supervisor of human inquiry and auditing. Nerves of steel, heart of ice, etc. Disappeared when things fell apart. Jasper Lowe, head of Chem Lab, exhibited increasingly erratic behavior in later years of project. Herbert St. Germain, he's a ghost, worked at one of the facilities, vanished suddenly, record scrubbed. I have a feeling that this is the room that that the other freelancer used. Requires a code to unlock. Pick up the bypass shunt, the focus it all capsule. Don't have the hacking to get into that bin, and it doesn't really have anything I need anyway. Which reminds me, I picked up the overheat. A former Spacer's Choice advertising agent suggested branding this weapon's defective cooling system as its signature feature. She's now a vice president. And that is the overheat, huh? Okay, Leonora.
You don't look like one of the salvagers, no? Don't really seem like the type. You've got the look of someone who's traveled far to get here, and whose journey's far from over.
Any sense you've seen a journal around these parts?
You're kidding, right? This rock is littered with so many journals, blogs, and phonographs you could open a library. I don't know if you're bound for the old ruins, but in case you are, can you look into something? I'd do it myself, but of course, the Marauders would eat me alive.
Depends on what you need.
Looking for something out there. Been paying Sublight to help me, but they haven't made much progress.
Sublight wouldn't turn over a rock unless it was salvaged underneath it.
My husband and I worked on Gorgon during the good times. Jerome was on maintenance duty. I cleaned out test tubes till they sparkled.
Where's Jerome now?
Nowhere good, that's for sure. In his final hours, Gorgon was a war zone. Violence broke out in the labs. The hills were full of marauders. You couldn't take a leisurely stroll without an armed escort. When the order came through to evacuate, non-essential personnel drew a lottery to see who would board the first wave of ships. Jerome won. I lost. As soon as I wasn't looking, Jerome switched our tickets and pushed me to the front of the line. I got to leave. Jerome stayed behind. I never saw him again.
That was very noble of him.
That Jerome. Always chose the right thing, even when it got him killed. This place is greedy. Took my Jerome, and it would have taken me too. I just want one thing back. His old hip flask. I gave it to him the day we signed our marriage contract, and he carried it wherever he went. I know it's still here.
I could keep an eye out for that flask.
You really do that for me? Law. And I'll bet you're worth 10 of those Sublight sprats. I don't have much, but if you help me, there's a little set aside for the occasion. Jerome used to drink with his buddies in a small kitchen opposite the maintenance shed. Might be a good place to check first.
Be seeing you, Lenora. Now there is a... Now she does give you, if I remember correctly... Hold on. Nope.
What do you think you're doing? I'll look the other way, just...
Wasn't expecting her to respond to that. Oh, shit. As I was saying, there is a unique weapon there, probably for completing her side quest.
Hey, there. Did you? Of course.
You know...
Welcome back, Mary.
You're kidding.
Depends on what you need.
You...
I was going to try to pick her pocket, but I can't really do that. To see if I could either pick the hidden item off of her, or... I'm sorry, pick the... Whoa, hold on. Where do you think... Shit. Okay, let's talk to Lex while we're here.
Welcome to the Sprat Shack. First one's on the house, and I won't even water it down. What'll it be?
I'm good, thanks.
So, you just wandered in for the genteel conversation. Suit yourself. I assume you're here for salvage.
Actually, I come for a journal.
There. This ain't exactly a library. Most of my regulars are sublight scavengers. They pick over the ruins of Gorgon, spend their earnings at the bar, and head back out the next day. Vicious cycle, but that's life. You're the first new face I've seen in a while.
You know anyone by the name of Lucky Montoya?
Sure, I knew him. He could get a little dramatic at times, but he was a good guy. Heard he took on a dangerous job. Spent a lot of time coming and going from the Office of Creative Incubation, just down the road.
Office of Creative Incubation?
That's where the top rungers at Spacer's Choice came up with slogans and marketing. Lucky never told me why it was so important. Awful shame about what happened to him.
What happened?
You really want to hear my story? Wow, most everyone around here is sick to death of it by now. Last I saw of Lucky was a few days ago. I went outside for a smoke and a stroll, and I saw this wild canid dragging a bloody limb. So I kicked the canid, scared it off.
Go on.
Get this. The canid was chewing on an honest-to-law human arm. Lucky's arm.
How do you know it belonged to Lucky?
Bartender. Attention to detail is my middle name. Anyway, the arm was clutching a phonograph that mentioned someone named Alex Hawthorne. I did some poking around, and this Hawthorne has a reputation among the salvagers who frequent the bar. So I packaged up the arm nice and tidy and sent it care of the Halcyon Parcel Service. They even gave me a discount on the hazardous waste removal stamp.
The arm made it to me. I'm Hawthorne's next of kin, sort of.
And now you're here? Colony feels smaller than you'd think some days. I'm glad I was here to see this confluence of events, you know? The stars really aligned on this one. And here I am, smack dab in the middle.
Where was Lucky staying?
Floor. Once I figured he wasn't coming back to pay his tab, I left his room unlocked to air it out. You can help yourself to anything you left behind.
Already have.
Fair warning, I've been letting the regulars use it for a quick lie down. Just wash your hands when you're done. Trust me.
How about her drink?
Name your poison.
And pretty much all she has are drinks, except for the cat's eye pressure helm, which is a unique piece of armor. So I'm going to go ahead and buy that. Augmented toughening, improved tech kit, electrocharge service, augmented grounding, augmented anodization, coat of arms. Okay. So we now have one of the unique pieces of equipment. Cat's eye pressure helm, perfect for quiet, sensitive, and delicate tasks. Note the lack of the word lawful. Sneak attack damage plus 25%. Okay. So yeah, that pretty well confirms it. Two of the unique weapons in this game, in this section of the game, are from completing from completing the 2 quests in there.
Lovely work, Captain.
Okay. Yeah, there's an elevator there, but I have to go someplace else to figure out how to get through it.
I have your back, Captain. Double war, Captain. Blast him.
Point of interest, the crashed ship. Oh, really, Mary? Yeah, I can't argue with you on that. Anytime I'm out in, like, Best Buy or something, I have mentioned my friend Grant. He's really bad with money. He nearly spent a couple $100 of his mother's money on a computer that they had taken off the shelves and put it in storage. And I'm like, Grant, that's not your money. And I don't think she'd really appreciate it if you spent her money on another computer that you don't need. I have to keep doing that whenever I'm around him, reminding him, don't be doing that. That's part of the reason why he's literally not legally allowed to live by himself. And also, sometimes I have to remind myself not to buy something. Usually if there's a game on a really good sale on Steam or something. Okay, there's that room. Yeah, I end up being like, Mark, what do you need another video game for?
This place is steeped in desolation and despair.
All together.
That's one down. Nice hit. Make quite a team, my friend. Now, as I was saying, this place is steeped in desolation and despair. The natural habitat of marauders.
Are all these marauders former townsfolk?
Well, yeah, there is that, Mary, but I mean also, even before I started streaming things, I had like Jerome's Journal. Day 0. Ship just left. Law bless it for getting Leonora off this blasted rock. Etheridge called me a fool for giving her my ticket, but Etheridge is a dumbass, so what does he know? I'd do it again in a second. From now on, my only goal is survival until Spacer's Choice comes back for the rest of us. My heart, my heart, I will find my way home to you. Day 1. Some of us sheltered in the mines last night, taking turns keeping watch. I don't care to imagine what happened to the others who aren't here. I can hear marauders screaming in the hills. Day 2. Used a little Adrena time today. Not much, just enough to stay alert. Lucky I did, or we wouldn't have heard those mantisaurs coming in time to get the hell out of there. Going to search out a different cavern to shelter in tomorrow. Day 3. Mine's not safe. Shouldn't have gone in there in the first place. I think we were exposed to something in the air, maybe. Day 5. Most of us made it over to the apartments. We're packed in here like Saltuna for now, but hopefully we can get a few more barricaded and sealed up tight, make them safe so we can spread out a little more. And you're starting to notice by day 15, starting to think we're spaced, but can't think like that. Gonna get back to you, Lenora, I swear. I miss you like breathing. Low on Adrena time, gonna go look for more. Day 22, L, just gotta get back to L. Day 34, Etheridge stole my mock apple, that void-forsaken sprat sack. Want to unzip his arms off and beat him with them. I could do it. He sleeps, so weak, so stupid Etheridge. Day 42, where in the system is Spacer's Choice? Where are those blasted ships they promised they'd send for us? Did they forget we're here? Makes a man wonder. All my loyalty, and for what? Only loyal to L now. Yeah, you can tell he gradually deteriorated. But what I was saying was, even before I started streaming things, well, you saw that huge list of games that I've got on Steam, right? There's some on that list I haven't even played. Witcher 2, Witcher 3, Fallout 4, let's see, Tropico 4, 5, and 6. Haven't played them at all. And that's just because I can't resist a good sale on a computer game. So, as of late, I've taken to reminding myself, hey, dude, you already have X number of games you haven't even played. In case you're wondering about that fade out, I accidentally slept.
Try me?
Don't mess with
I think at this point most of you can already guess what they were Ah. Don't you just love these auto-magical, always fully stocked vending machines? Now there is supposed to be over here. No, not over here. Really? Huh. Odd, unless it's up there, so I guess I might as well check. Why the hell am I back up here? Unless it's up in one of the... Unless some of the stuff I'm looking for is up in those. Letter from Edgewater, 1 of 3. Reed Thompson started doling out Adrena time to a select few of us, and guess who got his hands on the first batch? Isn't that the drug you're working on? I had my dosage this morning and worked straight through lunch. The guy who cleaned Saltuna across from me is pulling his second shift, and now he's due for a 2-bit raise. You can see what he can do with a scaling knife. Don't forget to write back. Maybe get me the Moon Man's autograph when you've got a minute to spare. Letter 3 of 3. Reed stopped giving out the stuff. If I can't get Adrena time from him, that makes you my only source. Don't you string me along. Can't work, can't sleep, can't even think straight. Give it over. Send me everything you've got, now. Please. Also, are they hiring? Dear Dan, Adrena time really leaves you wanting more, doesn't it? We got through the first batch fast, but lo and behold, Reed gave us more, in recognition of our exemplary work ethic and unwavering brand loyalty. How about that? Still no letter from you. I've been feeling a tad queasy lately, but I'm sure a little Adrena time is just what I need to shake it off. Write me back. How are the sunsets on Gorgon? Do you get sunsets?
This is my second month on adrenatine. It's like the color came back. Like I was tuned to the wrong band all this time, and now the static's gone. I'm finally clear-headed, focused. There's so much I'm excited to do. I feel like me again. Side effects? I guess I've noticed people staring at me a lot more lately. Hard to talk to them sometimes. Feels like they don't get it. Maybe they just don't trust it. Or maybe they don't trust me.
I really need to stop taking those shortcuts. Logs. Quitting time. We've been through a lot together, old friend, but they've just blared the evacuation order. Guess that's the end of Gorgon. For the record, you're my favorite comms tower in the whole system. I'll never forget you. Well, shit. Fancy seeing me here. The last escape shuttle left a few of us in its dust. Never seen anyone lift off in such a hurry. We scattered like roaches. It's every man and woman for themselves now. You're up and running, I see. Looks like only one employee left with their tracker flipped on. What a rube. Signing off, for good this time. You take care of yourself, comms tower. Don't forget to stand up straight like I taught you. Oh, okay. That's it for that. Comms tower fully explored. Yeah, okay. Dealer stash key card, huh?
We got trouble.
Officer Olson, I'd like to follow up with you regarding yesterday's chat. Now, this could be a whole mess, or this could be something we resolve quietly to the mutual benefit of both parties. Here's what I'm going to do. I've enclosed the key that unlocks the safe you'll find behind a wall panel in my room, in which I most certainly do not store that stockpile of adrenatime some hullhead tipped you off about. Maybe some of that supply, which again I must stress does not exist, goes missing from time to time. It happens. There's quite a lot of it, and who's to say I count doses that carefully? I get new deliveries in all the time. My perfectly legal, non-Adrena time-related business provides a valuable service to my customers who benefit immensely from a product otherwise tied up in too much legal red tape, like testing phases and human safety. Should my operation be permitted to continue as before, I'd ask that you hold on to the enclosed key for safekeeping. I think that would prevent any future issues between the two of us, don't you? Kindest regards, Frieda Weber.
That's the last of them. Great work.
The name of the gun is contraband? Did you know corporate security officers can seize your property simply by asserting it's been used in a crime? It's not theft, it's civil asset forfeiture. Okay. Print a new security key card. Key cards are reserved for use by authorized Gorgon security personnel only. Bypass. Gorgon security checkpoint key card dispensed. Security logs. Following additional questioning, Frieda Weber cleared of all suspicion. No further investigation needed. Additionally, all future allegations against Weber are to be forwarded to Ann Olson, who will handle them personally. Other notes from today. Called to Chem Lab to investigate suspicious noise. Removed half of one test subject from outflow pipe. New lost keycard protocol. Log the loss, including date and time, and the card user before printing a new keycard at this terminal. New protocol should prevent Olson from having to print Carter a new keycard. Again. Passcode. Get it together, Carter. Received tip that Frieda Weber may be engaging in company-prohibited activity, alleged distribution of test product. Question Weber at her domicile, further investigation required. Other notes from today. Flagged 2 crates of zero-G brew shipped in from Terra 2. Bottles concealed subversive propaganda. Destroyed propaganda immediately. Zero-G brew has been cleared for transport to Office of Creative Incubation Cafeteria. Lucky guys. Okay. Now then. Yeah, I don't think going there would do me any good. No, that's back the way I came. There we go. No, that's not it either. I am going to have to get down there, though, at some point. Avoid the nasty green stuff, apparently.
Nice.
still alive.
Spacer's Choice found a flaw in you. Pithecophobia. After getting repeatedly beat up by primals, you no longer function well when they attack you or your companions. Nah, I don't need any more perks. Up here. Probably Carl's legitimate storefront.
Just now. Did you hear that?
Hear what?
I thought I heard a scream.
I believe that was in your mind, friend. Though the same could be said of reality itself.
Why, it's the sound of fine goods screaming out to be purchased. Pleasure to meet you, sir or ma'am. I'm Carl, and as a customer-defacing representative of Spacer's Choice, I sell only the finest.
Customer defacing?
Prospective customer. New handgun? Pack of smokes? Stab in the face?
Did you just threaten to stab me?
Did I? Honest mistake.
Pretty sure you said something about defacing customers
that
too.
Came out wrong. I meant removing their faces. So sorry.
I thought Spacer's Choice left Gorgon years ago.
Then who's been reviewing my inventory requests at the Office of Creative Incubation? Marauders?
Probably.
That would explain why no one's been filing them correctly. But don't trouble yourself with company business, sir or ma'am. Trouble yourself with my fine wares instead.
Does Spacer's Choice even know you're out here?
They know. I don't think they'd misplaced their top salesman of the last 6 quarters, do you? Oh, Spacer's Choice knows. Spacer's Choice knows everything because he tells them. He's always watching. He's watching us right now.
Who's watching?
The Moon Man!
The Spacer's Choice Moon Man is watching you.
Always. He never stops. He never sleeps. He wants Spacer's Choice to think I'm crazy, you know. But I know what I am. I'm a good employee. You hear that? You sprat bastard! I'm a good employee!
Are you okay?
I'm not okay. I'm Carl.
You've described some concerning symptoms.
And yet I feel fantastic. My body screams with energy. My hand burns with new strength. I haven't slept in 4 days. And it's all thanks to the magic of Adrena time.
You should really consider medical treatment.
Spacer's Choice. It dulls the howling ache inside your bones.
Ah, yes. Another Adrena time aficionado.
At any rate, how can I help Spacer's Choice help you? Target demographic?
What are you selling?
The finest dust-covered goods money can buy.
Aerial assault. Special kinetic coils embedded beneath the blade of this weapon capture and intensify the downward momentum of the user, and transferring that energy at the moment of impact, send them sprawling. Well, you know, Adrenatime is basically meth, but they couldn't call it meth because if they did, the game would be banned in Australia. That's actually what happened to Fallout 3 with Med-X. Med-X was originally morphine, and Australia threatened to refuse classification, which meant it couldn't be sold. All because of the drug reference. So they changed it to Med-X, but internally the game still calls it morphine. It's just that it shows up as Med-X. Maybe, yeah.
Here we go. Don't mess it up.
Oh, goody. Electric cannons. Yay.
We have a fight on our hands. Move me over quickly. A fine hit, Captain. Our victory is their defeat.
So I've got to go to the Office of Creative Incubation to come back to this. Okay. Well, at least we got the fast travel point marked.
Here we go.
Damn it. I didn't realize how close I was to being dead until too late, and then
Here we go.
Everyone all right?
Okay. Let's head left first.
Nice hit!
And here we go again, doing the same thing all over again.
Excellent hit! Well done. We're still alive.
You see what I mean about the increase in difficulty just going one notch up? Oh, really? Huh. Oh, God.
No.
As soon as that primal thing shows up, the big one,
Here we go.
Hi, thanks. We did it! Ah!
This facility is currently experiencing a heightened security event. Accessing this facility requires voice-modulated passphrase. Please speak the passphrase. Error. Passphrase. Please.
So apparently I've got to do something else before I can get in there, too. Okay, good. I am heading the way I wanted to go.
Chem lab. This place stinks like the wrong end of a primal. And I think I'm close to figuring out why. Something's off with this place. Those ain't normal primals. Thought I was onto something before. Now I'm sure of it. I got a theory to test at that Marauder camp.
Okay. Now we can fast travel back here. And I think we just found Lucky's signature weapon. Lucky. Remember, there's no such thing as luck, only hard work. Any ideas to the contrary should be discussed with your local OSI clergy. Okay, this time we go up here and head to the right. And again, what this is me trying to mark off as many points of interest and fast travel points as I can.
Wow. You ever seen bones this cool?
Move along, I say. We're conducting business.
Okay. I will move along because what I was hoping to find here is actually a reward.
Llama! Llama!
I'm telling you, this isn't the rock. We need to turn back.
This is the spot! Now keep your eyes peeled. The dead drop is at the foot of the alpaca, he said. And this is the alpaca.
Llama.
What was that?
It's a llama we're after, sir. not an alpaca. And this is neither.
Llama, alpaca, same thing.
No, it's not.
Llama.
They aren't the same at all, sir. Believe it or not.
Enough. We've got company. Out with it then. Who are you?
Are you the survivors from that crash ship by the landing pad?
I'm the captain of that crashed vessel, to be perfectly accurate.
Why start now?
What was that, first mate?
Just talking to myself again, sir.
We're on the hunt for a package. It's supposed to be at the foot of this handsome-looking alpaca-shaped rock.
It's not an alpaca.
Llama?
I've heard enough. It sounds like you need help in finding this package.
That won't be necessary. I have everything under control.
Could have fooled me.
First mate, this is a llama.
No, it's not.
That's an order. Now find me that package. It's around here somewhere.
Hey, hear me out. You and I both know this isn't a llama.
Yes, we do. You're a captain.
Not to mention his ego, his judgment, and his spine. If you backtrack and take the right-hand fork, I could have sworn I saw the rock there already. Captain wouldn't let us stop because the beak wasn't sharp enough to be a llama.
Ah, he really doesn't know what a llama looks like, does he?
Bingo. He won't even let us turn around because he's dug his heels into this fossil story. His pride is all tangled up in it. We're not getting off Gorgon without that package. If you can find the llama and the goods, you can have my cut of the tape. I don't care. I just want out of here.
Find the llama, find the package, deal.
Don't let me down. That llama is my ticket out of here.
Ah, way over there. Okay, we can do that. Prepare my stuff.
That one's done for.
Close call. I thought I knew the OCI backwards and forwards. The Marauders got a way of finding every nook and cranny on this rock. OCI. Fancy joint. Smells like Wentworth's and leather. A real slice of Byzantium. You don't set that up unless you're planning something big. Adrena time? Sure. But something tells me there's more to the story. Got a hunch to follow up on near the old mines. I'm leaving this here, in case I gotta come back.
Initiating ocular measurement. Measurement complete. Ocular identification failed. Access denied. The Office of Creative Incubation is currently experiencing a lockdown event.
Really? Typical. I probably got to find someone's eyeball. Frost SARS? Oh, goody. Which reminds me, while I'm at it, let's check out some of this. Galvanized canid meat. A hunk of still sparking meat from a galvanized canid. With all the electricity still infused in the meat, you wonder if some kid could use it to power some light bulbs for a school project. The soft and colorful tail of a galvanized canid brimming with static electricity. The soft feel of the long whip-like tail is marred by the chills sent down your spine from the electrical current it's still generating. Toxic primal hide. Your eyes burn whenever your face gets within half a meter of the hide. You'd best get rid of it soon, just in case it might cause permanent damage. Toxic primal brain. The intact cranial organ of a toxic primal. You've seen a lot of creatures' brains in your lives, but never one with this much mucus covering it, and endlessly dripping from it. Now you're going to have to clean your shoes. Ew. Let's see. Well, if we keep going this way...
This will be over quickly. Well done. We're still alive.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
Everyone all right?
Down they go.
Okay, workers' domiciles marked. Mine nearly run into.
up like this.
And probably nearly did, since the name... Let's just say that the name of one of the people distributing the Adrenatime sounded awfully familiar. Llama Rock, okay. To Captain Babbage and crew, from a friend, handled with care. How exactly is this a Llama Rock? Beats me. Elevator found. Marauder stronghold found. Oh dear. This might be a little bit tough. Better switch to that.
That's the last of them.
Charles from accounting, huh?
Don't mess with us. Not so lucky, Montoya, I presume.
Achievement unlocked. Lucky Stiff. Found his corpse.
I've stumbled onto something big. Bigger than Minnie Ambrose's journal. Spacer's Choice wasn't making Adrenatime for humans. They were making it for canids. The ads were all smoke and mirrors. There's no way they'd make something this dangerous for people. security, like in the Archie Excelsior comics? To make them smart, so they can do most of our jobs? To make them smart and give them thumbs, so they can do all of our jobs? Only one way to find out.
Let's see, mark that found. Oh, okay. Well, good. I think I got that then. Yep, sure did. Special delivery. Charles from accounting was the guy carrying this. Originally designed as an experimental mail delivery tool, this launcher was listed as a failed project and forgotten. With its recent discovery and retrofitting, its homing pneumatic tubes are now filled with explosives to deliver death rather than envelopes. You know what? I think I'm actually going to try that one. Employer rights under the Biased Standards Act, huh?
Watch out, Captain!
Well, that didn't work out very well, did it? That launcher has too slow of a speed on it. Might be able to do a little bit more with a little help from... So much stuff in this one place. To the co-worker who finds this, given you're reading this, I'm likely dead. I'm very sorry about that. I'm also sorry Spacer's Choice had to send someone else to finish my assignment. As of the moment I'm writing this, Charles Novak still possesses the express mail delivery prototype. I believe he's gone entirely mad as he has abandoned his apartment and taken up with a group of marauders not far from here. Charles no longer recognizes me. He can't even recognize the Spacer's Choice jingle. When I sang it for him to try to coax him into a calmer state, he shot me in the arm. If you're here to retrieve the prototype, here's what you should know. The prototype remains intact. The prototype has been modified to simultaneously fire multiple projectiles, and the original package housing chamber appears to have been replaced with an explosive payload. Please know that I did not sanction these modifications, nor do I approve of setting fire to company correspondence. Charles's depravity knows no bounds. The original prototype was only intended to deliver packages more quickly, nothing more, and I'd sooner die here than see it used for violence. To that end, I'm going to try to recover the prototype from Charles. Should I fail, please remember me fondly despite my incompetence. Faithfully, Diane Shute. Well, let's see what's up here.
Dr. Ambrose, tell me about Adrena time. What does it do?
Hasn't Clarence already dumped a pile of promotional materials on your head?
Where's the fun in that? My listeners want to hear it in normal words.
It's an injectable drug that improves a patient's speed, awareness, mental acuity, and endurance. In moderation, Adrena time will uplift the laboring classes by strengthening their minds and work ethic.
That's quite the mission. What's driving this vision of uplift?
I am a solutions-oriented woman. I see a problem and I am moved to solve it. Poverty is one such problem. Through science, I believe we can improve the poor, and in so doing, improve Halcyon.
Oh dear. That kind of thing never works quite as well as they expected it to. And by that kind of thing, I'm referring specifically to any kind of attempting to improve upon the poor or attempting to get rid of the poor. It never works out well. Not in video games, at least. I mean, look at the plot of Dishonored. The entire plot of Dishonored happened because someone thought he could eliminate the poor and the homeless. Barton, thanks for subbing in for Lenadir. Priantha scored one heck of a body goal on us last week, and in the process, tore our goalie a new Wednesday zone. Lenadir's fault. Hullhead thinks he's Bertie Holcomb himself. Seeing as you just finished the night shift, Frida's letting us swing by her place to get some Adrena time from her stash, so you don't nod off mid-period, and to give you a little edge on Doc Priantha if you catch my meaning. Trust me, you'll be glad for it. Back in 20. Okay. And that's the teammate's letter. Now, is there some place I can go? Yes, there is. The OCI lower exterior is a lot closer to the idiot captain.
Any luck tracking down that llama? Technically, it's the package I'm after, but you get what I mean.
I found this sitting by a llama-shaped rock.
That's it! Oh, I can't wait to rub this in my dumb captain's face.
This should be entertaining.
See here now? What's all this talk about?
We got the package. And guess what? It was where I said it would be. And this fossil? It's not a llama. Not a llama at all.
I believe I owe you an apology, First Mate.
What?
It's true. I wouldn't know an alpaca from a raptidon, and as a captain, that's a mark against my good name. Can you ever forgive me?
Llama.
I don't know what to say.
I'll start. Thank you, stranger.
A good captain knows when to admit they're wrong. Well done.
I suppose he's right. Maybe I was too quick to dismiss your leadership, sir.
First Mate, let's say we put this awful business behind us with a round at the Sprat Shack. First one's on me.
Llama?
Here's my cut. I'd say you've earned it. And here's a little something extra for your time.
Chrono-adoptive outfit. The pleasure was mine,
Be
First
seeing
Mate.
you, and thanks again.
Llama.
Great. One of them wouldn't know a llama from a raptidon. Another one can't say anything but llama. Okay. Now we're going to head back up this way. Don't have a whole lot of time left, so I might as well spend it getting a few more places showing up on the map. That is true.
You cannot understand the problem until you free yourself from the desire for an answer.
Looks like a shortcut right through there. Oh, hello, Marauder Crackshot.
Huh?
Well done. We're still alive.
Sitting around a glacial mantis. Oh, let's check that glacial mantis out. Glacial mantis carapace. The hard shell of a frost sar, so cold it burns your fingers when touched directly. Somehow this shell is strengthened by the cold instead of becoming brittle and cracked like most organic substances. Galvanized canid skull fin. The bone protrusion from the top of a galvanized canid skull with what appears to be electrical burns etched into the bone. The pattern of electrical burns on the skull piece reminds you of the grid used for the Snick Snack Snoke board game. Snick Snack Snoke? Ah, corporate branding of tic-tac-toe, I guess.
I've seen more than enough marauders to last a lifetime.
I got your back, Captain. Ain't a single mantisaur gonna sneak up on us.
Yeah, this way. The abandoned mines, huh? And the dead sprats.
Anyone else feel like the walls are almost leaning in?
Did the temperature just drop, or is it my imagination?
Obviously, there's intended to be some serious encounter down here. Wow. Okay, looks like there might be a way up there. Somewhere.
Always saddens me to see research equipment just abandoned like this.
A comic from the cult classic Ace Exterminator series, tragically cancelled after its brief 4-issue run. Scribbled in felt tip on the comic spine is the word friend. After his run-in with the Dancing Queen, proven hero Archibald Excelsior is mending his broken heart in the glitzy city of Fairview when a horde of vicious crystal canids escapes from the laboratory of an evil, unemployed scientist. As the canids turn the city to ash with their plasma beam eyes, Excelsior descends into the depths of the lab to put down the leader of the pack, King Alpha. The King connives to sabotage Excelsior's trusty PET, and our hero is forced to fight with the only weapon in reach, the skull of King Alpha's own mother, Empress Crystalline Alpha. Will our mustachioed hero escape the King's jaws and heal his wounded heart? Virgil, making progress on the grav plating for the package, though not nearly as fast as you'd like. Given the spin rate of Gorgon, the anomaly I've been observing is only present in the sky 3 hours out of every 24. Doesn't help that I have to readjust my telescope every couple minutes to keep tabs on the slippery thing. Come by my workstation outside the manufactory dome when you've got a minute. The data this thing is throwing off is strange as all get out. Be ashamed to compromise the package with a misplaced zero, right? By the way, I checked on Eustace. The fumes aren't doing him any favors. We ought to get him out of here as soon as we can. How's your sister coming with a schedule? By the marvelous mustache of Excelsior, Maurice. P.S. You gotta tell Bertie to stop bringing me food. If I have to eat another can of Saltuna fillets, I'm gonna hurl. And if I'm not mistaken, the nightlight... Yep. Nightlight. Watch where you shine that lamp. Perception +1, tech skills +5. So that's another unique item.
I hear something big scuttling over yonder.
Better save. I have a feeling. Yeah, the Mega Ice Queen. Ootay. You know what? I really hate doing it. Let's see. Could you please change clips? That'd be nice. Cold damage weakness. You have been exposed to cold damage once too often and you have now become susceptible to cold damage. Nah, I don't need any more perks. Light machine gun Mark III. All of that. Okay. Aha. Coolant distributor. And the coolant distributor is... Some engineers have suggested that modifying a weapon for use as an engine maintenance tool is a bad idea. Some engineers lack imagination. And that is a cold weapon. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff. Oh, I know what's going on. Okay, I can fix this. There. I was trying to figure out why I could only move slow, and I'm like, oh wait, I'm overweight again. However, having said that, there's only 3 minutes left in the stream, so I am going to save it here, and that's where I'm going to end it. So, just a reminder, if you are new and you'd like to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe. I have a Discord channel that is linked in the description of this video. And until next time, Llama!